When you are.
Okay. At first, congratulations, Jared, for your new role from last September.
Thank you so much.
And this morning I see Moana 2. You know, in Italy it's called Oceania for several problems. And I would like to know, the first question is, your new role. You are a great script writer, you are a great director. I love so much your past work. With you,
Oh, thank you.
With a new role, you can your work like script writer and director is in standby, or you can continue?
Oh, it's a great question. No, I can continue. So right now, I'm actually working on Zootopia 2 for next year, which I'm writing and directing as well. Into the future, it's interesting. You know, I've always been somebody who likes to be very creatively busy, and so I think that's one of the most exciting things about this new role, is that it kind of allows me to scratch all of those creative itches at the same time. I'd also say it's a really exciting time for the studio right now. It's a time of growth, and I think something you'll see over the next few years as new stories come out, and I think the directing and writing teams that are working on those are coming up. It's just a really fun, creatively fulfilling time to be at the studio.
And well, seeing Moana at the end, after the credits, there is a scene that, okay, is open to the third chapter. Is the trilogy you are in mind, or what?
It's a good question. I don't know how to answer that correctly. I just say, I hope people watch that scene. I very much like your interpretation of what that could mean. I'll also say, you know, I think that Moana is someone who will never stop voyaging and never stop heading out onto the ocean to not only discover new things, but to discover more about herself. And so I would be very excited for all of that.
At the end of the movie, I seen that you thanks Ron and John and Dan, all the creator of the first Moana. So, but they were also consulted, or was it just a thanks for their past work?
Oh, we had conversations. I'd say specifically with Don, who is super helpful. And then I'd say Ron, you know, he was there right when we were beginning, you know, talking to our cultural, our Oceanic Story Trust. He was part of that. And we kept him apprised as we were moving through. So all four of those guys are very good friends of mine. And so to me, that's been a real joy, is to continue that story and know, you know, having been so deeply involved in the first one, things that they really cared about, that I'm very excited to say we're continuing on this story as well.
And I read that you are also an avid musician in your bio. As you can see, I'm a great listener because these are audio CDs behind my back. So
amazing.
So I would like to know how your passion for music influenced your work.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So when I was in college, I really was making this choice. Am I going to be an English major, or was I going to be a music major? And I had to choose one or the other. And ultimately, I decided to be an English major, which sent me into writing, which was something obviously I love very much. But part of me always missed the music, having that be part of my life. So when I joined Disney Animation, what I never thought would happen was that I'd get to work on musicals. And that is such a true love of mine. I grew up on musicals, and you know, to be surrounded by music for years. You know, our movies take 3 to 5 years to make. You know, on a musical, you are just deeply immersed in incredible music played by the most amazing musicians in the world. So for me, it is an unbelievable luxury and dream come true to work on a musical.
And also in Moana, you can use some ethnic music from the ocean people. And now there is Mufasa coming, and I suppose there are a lot of influence from Africa. And well, Lin-Manuel Miranda worked also in the first Moana. So you have a band, from the past, you have Ashman and Menken. Now you are a new bunch, a new generation of musicians also to work with.
Yeah, I think everybody that touches any of our films in any field, that could be a musician, that could be a composer, that could be an artist. Everyone, brings themselves to our stories, and that's what makes them so unique and fresh as we're moving through. So, yeah, I feel very lucky as we're moving through all this to be part of this new generation that's both looking to the future of storytelling and Disney animation, but also so deeply tied to the legacy that Walt Disney created in the first place.
And you are working also in the live action version of Moana?
Yeah.
Because Dwayne Johnson, okay, is him. He's the voice of Maui.
Yeah.
Continue to be.
Yeah.
And it's more difficult the live action than the animated one, or because in the animation there is a lot of stress by the water, the hair of the people, and so.
It's a very good question. My honest answer to that is I don't think either are less stressful. I think making movies, hopefully that resonate with people around the world, it's always going to be a very difficult task. I'd say the biggest difference. By the way, I 14 years ago I was working in live action, so it's something that I'm I'd say very comfortable in. My true love is animation, which is why I am where I am, and the best place I will ever work is animation. But I'd say the difference really is what those mediums do the best. Disney animation, you just can't beat it for magic and joy and whimsy and wonder, and the level of detail that our animators put into every small, subtle bit of acting is incredible. On the live action side, specifically for Moana, you have an actual 16-year-old who is out on the ocean in the elements, and when you see a human, like an actual person that out there pulling the ropes and just seeing this immense, vast ocean, it does feel different. There's a more of a sense of survival in the best way. And so I'd say both of them certainly have things that are very hard to do, but I think that's also why both of them have a unique way of putting a story across.
Unfortunately, they say to me that I have to wrap it out.
Oh, that's quick.
I hope the next time we can talk more, because I have more questions for you, but maybe next time, I hope so.
I have questions for you about your collection behind you, so we'll find some more time in the future.
Okay. I'm here.
Thank you. Thanks
you
a
can
lot.
arrange a musical party. Bye-bye. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.